right. Okay, so we are going to walk through the October content. I do try to be quick, but I also know sometimes there's a lot of questions about like how I'm using it or where I would put it. So I'm also going to kind of try to explain all that as we're going through. As always, if like you want the quicker version, obviously just watch the reel, but this is going to kind of go through like how I would use it and all that stuff. So first, as always, we have the divider, October divider. And on the back, we have the recap, which is Armor Up. And then we have the calendar for October. And then the back side for the A5 has this page as always. There's also a 5x7. And then there's also now, I'm doing letter size. So if you want like a whole letter size calendar, there's that option too. And then we have Trust on Psalm 28 for our mini Bible study. And then there's part of the verse on the back. And then we've got our recaps for Proverbs and 2 Kings. And you have the A5 version, and then also you have it just separate and a little bit bigger. And then for bookmarks, we have Daniel. Daniel was pretty long, so it's got the chapters, and then so it's actually 4 pages. On the back it has this whole thing about understanding vision and dreams. I didn't want to cut anything out, so you've got the whole thing about understanding that, and then there's a little bit on this side, and then you've got the keywords. And then this is new, and I'm super excited about this. There's, again, a bookmark size and an A5 size, but this is how to study the Bible. And this is just kind of goes through like the inductive method of how you would study the Bible. So it goes through, you got prayer, ask, and it goes through, you know, who, what, when, where, why, how, mark keywords and phrases, make lists and charts, pay attention to transitional words, find a theme, find truth about God, and then lessons. So I'm going to keep this one in my Bible, and then this one I will keep in my, I'll probably print off 2, but I've got my journal that has, you know, all my dividers in it. So I'll probably stick this one in here so I can always have it, and then the other one can just go in my Bible. And then the back side has Bible study questions. So this was actually a printable on my blog a long time ago, and so I kind of updated it, made it cuter. But these are just questions if I ever feel stuck and I'm not sure, like maybe what to journal, or I just kind of feel stuck with a passage, I like to look at these questions. So just like, what can I pray for? You know, after reading the passage, how can I praise God? What does it teach me about God? What's an attribute of God? How should this passage change the way I live? What's an action step I can take? You know, what is something I can confess? So just some basic study questions to kind of help you. Okay, let's go through some charts and printables. So this is the weekly, I think I'm calling it weekly lists. I have a daily planner that I use. That's okay. I'm very picky about planners. So I think I've used like 5 this year so far. But my one issue with all daily planners is there's never a place for like weekly stuff. So write like a whole weekly to-do list. So I decided to make this page, and basically you have Monday through Sunday, and you can write a lot of different stuff here. You could write your schedule, you could write meals, you could write like when you want to work out, anything there. You write the week of, you can write a memory verse, and then you have your habits. You can write your habits, check them off. You've got note space, and then you've just got these blank lists with they're little crosses, but you can just cross them off, and you can make a bunch of different lists. So this one's 8.5 by 11. There's also an A5 version. There's also a version where it starts with Sunday. So you get both, and then I just print it double-sided so that I can use it for 2 weeks rather than having a blank page. And so I'll show you one I did, I think last week. So up here, yeah, I just wrote down like some appointments I had. I wanted to bake cookies. I wrote down some habits, and then I just made some lists. So I made a home list, a work list, a studio list, and a record list of like videos I wanted to record. So I just keep it on my desk, and it's been super helpful to just kind of have like my whole to-do list. And then if I'm using my daily planner too, I can just kind of choose something, like choose a few and put it on my daily planner. Okay, so also let's go through this. This is the habit or the goal tracker. And so you've got just like a basic kind of, if you use Power Sheets or anything like that. Somebody had asked for this because they wanted to put it in their prayer journal. And I love that idea because I'll be honest, I don't use a goal tracker anymore because for me, it's just one extra journal that I don't really need. But I love this, that I can print it off and put it in my prayer journal and just check it off every day since I'm in my prayer journal every day. So we've got this monthly, and it's a bar, so you can, like color it in. I like to do a lot, like sometimes the goals I have different steps. So if it's like memorize, Psalm 28 verse 1 through 4, I would come in here and I would actually make like 4 little marks. Let me see if I have one. I kind of explain what I'm mean by that, but if I was going to do like this, I wanted to walk 3 times a week, and I do these little marks so that when I come in here, if I did it, I can just like, okay, I did it once. Oh, I did it twice. And so then I can come in and see I only did it twice that week. But same concept for the monthly stuff. If it's like has a lot of steps, I'll just make little lines. So then I can come in, and usually I make mine more colorful, but I can come in with my marker and like color it in and be able to kind of break my goals up that way. And then there's a prayer for this month up at the top. And then on the back is the daily stuff. And honestly, the reason why I did that is because a lot of them, you'll see they make the daily stuff, like they fit it all right here, and it's very small. So I wanted the boxes to be bigger. And then you have your whole daily stuff on one page. And then the other thing is you can actually, because it's this way, you can actually change your goals every week. So if one week you do your goals and the next week you're like, wow, I really need to add back in memory verse, or I want to add back in, I need to drink more water. You can add it in with the week, if that makes sense. So that is the daily page. So this is the habit tracker. Okay, so next we have this Bible reading plan. And there's a few versions of this, but someone was using just a note page, and they would just write out, like plan out what they wanted to read in their Bible every week. And so that's kind of the concept of this, is you can, plan on Sunday or Monday and write out like, okay, I want to read Titus 1, and on Tuesday I want to read Titus 3, and then I want to read Ephesians, so you can kind of like plan your whole week. It's double-sided. This one has lines, this one has check marks. So same thing, you could write it all at the beginning of the week, and then as you do it, you can check it off. And then this is the Monday start, but there's also, and I only printed these because I'm a Monday start person, but there's also a Sunday start. So if you like to do stuff that starts on a Sunday, there's also this one and this one created in the Sunday start option. Okay, so for charts and printables, we have this praise for our marriage, and this was actually, someone had mentioned the Bible verse. There's kind of 2 versions. We got this one and this one, but the Bible verse, 1 Corinthians, how it talks about love keeps no record of wrongs. And she said, what if we kept a record of rights for our marriage? And so I loved that idea. So that's kind of why it says it keeps no records of wrongs, and it's really just a way to write down praises for your husband. If you are married, write down things you see him do, or just anything, just kind of like a gratitude list, but specifically for your husband and for your marriage. So I made this one so you can stick it in your prayer journal, but I also kind of liked the idea of having like a separate little book. And so the book looks like this. You got the cover, you got the Bible verse, you have a back cover too, right? So kind of like finish it off. And then you got this praise section, and then you have these pages that says love keeps no record of wrongs. And so it's just like a little journal. I'm keeping it in my kitchen, and if I notice stuff, I can write it down. My husband texted me a cute text message the other day, and so I actually printed it off and put it on sticker paper and stuck it in here. So I just thought this would kind of be a cute journal. Can also, when if you're struggling in your marriage, you can always have something to like kind of come back to and like read through the good stuff, right? So I'm really excited about that little journal. And then we've got, this is a quotes divider. So if you want to put, like in your journal, have a section for quotes. This is the let go page. And so this is to write out your anxieties on this side. And then on this side, you can write some actionable steps, boundaries to put in place, things to let go of, and things to give to God. So for instance, I did one the other day. I'm gonna kind of try to flip to it, but I just wrote down some things that I was having anxiety about. So like, let me see. My daughter, right? Her test scores. I put that, put test scores, homeschooling, like switching schools, just wrote a bunch of, and I just wrote kind of bullet points. And then next, so I wrote it here, and then next to it, I decided to write a prayer. So I wrote, God, give me direction on how to teach her, give me wisdom about schools. And then like I just wrote different notes. So I just kind of wrote through this first, and then I would come through here and be like, okay, what can I do? If I need to pray, I write a little prayer. If I need to make a step, like an actionable step, like if one of my prayers was, Mikey, I want Mikey to talk more. And one of the steps could be like, okay, maybe he needs speech therapy. So look into speech therapy, right? There's even one thing I wrote, and over here I wrote, let it go. Let it go, give it to God, like stop worrying about it. So it was a really good process for me to kind of be able to go through and like write all my anxieties down, and then write out some steps, some prayers, whatever I really needed. So that's that page. There's two options. So one option has the exact same thing on the back, so you could, do it again. The other option is this page. So it has just says prayer. You can write the date, and then you can just write a prayer. So basically coming from this and then just writing an overarching prayer about all your anxieties. Okay, next, let's do the who he is stuff. So we've got the names of God. Let's see. So this goes along with our attributes of God. So I have actually put, and this is my prayer journal. In my prayer journal, I have moved the who he is divider into here. So I have just a bunch of, but I just have a bunch of stuff, like all the attributes of God worksheets in here, just to kind of keep it in here. I like to do this, and as I go through the praise section, I like to come in here and do these pages. So this is actually something from the studio too that I already put in here, but this was last month, refuge, and then this month is holy. So when I'm doing praise, I can come in here and I can just kind of read through these verses. It's all about how God is holy. So that is new this month, and then this is same thing as this. So as you can see, I put it in the who he is section too, but this is the who he is names of God page. So these are all the names, and then there's the meaning, and then it has the verse references, so just for you to have. And then on the back is just a little decorative thing, and then we also have the names of God in the cards. So you can if you organize it like this, and I did try to make these two actually pretty, so they look exactly the same. One just says attributes of God, one says names of God. And just the reason is so that they kind of go together. I feel like they go together, so I kind of just wanted them to look the same. So you got the divider, and then the cards look like this. On the front, they have the name, and on the back, they have the meaning, and again, a verse reference. So you can like, if you want to test yourself, you can always kind of like test yourself if you want to learn them, or if you just want to be able to choose one on the day and, have the what it means, and then look up the verse references. I tried to use the names I knew most popular. There's actually like different spellings of some of these that I didn't even know. Like this one, this R-A-A-H, there was also like R-A-H-A, or like they spell it different, some of the things in this one too. So I tried to do the one I knew the most. So I'm sorry if you use a different one. There is space though, if you need to like, if you want to write the other, translations or whatever, you can. But those are for the names of God. And then we have our art prints and stickers. So stickers, we have these alpha stickers, and we have the arrow stickers, and they have hearts too. So let's see, I Office stickers are super fun. I used those in my Armor of God study so far, but they'd be great in your Bible. Oh, and here's the arrow stickers too. I'm kind of just marking off as the weeks go by. But I used them here, and I used those stickers here. So just to kind of do some words. I think that's it. So, oh, in there. So that's the alpha stickers. And then we have the arrow stickers. I'm going to be using these primarily in my prayer journal next month. I like to kind of do little bullet points, so that's how I'm going to use those. And I think I did use this for one of my prayers. I just put a heart next to it. And then for art prints, we have this song, this quote, He calms the storms, and we have this verse on hope. And then we have this prayer request page. So again, this was actually a printable that was on my, I think it's in my shop for a really long time, but I kind of updated it. The request was very, very light, like light pink. You could barely read it. So you can write the name of the person that you're praying for and then just a prayer for them. And it could be something that you just for yourself and you keep. You could even put them in here, because I know we do have, we have the prayer section. So you could always, I have these ones too back there, but you could always, if you want to start keeping track of requests, do that, or you could give it to the person, right? So write a little note on the back, maybe write them, write the prayer, and then on the back write them a note. But that is that. And then we just have a fun little art print. And then we have some verse cards. So we've got Exodus, we got rest, and these ones are on rest. And this is Matthew 28, 29, and 30. And then we finished off Psalm 1. So I had given Psalm, I realized Psalm 1 is only 6 verses. I'd only done 1 through 4. So I gave the rest. And then this is also for Psalm 1. So because we have a whole verse, I thought I would just give this if anyone wants to memorize it. You've got the whole thing right there. And then this is anxiety. So Philippians 4, verse 6 and 7. So those are the memory cards. And then these are these little cards. You've got 4 different colors. So these are all different colors. But on the front you have the intro stuff. So author, recipient, name, genre, theme. And then on the back you can write the keywords. So just kind of a way to have a little bookmark. I'm going to show you this one. So I did it for Titus, and on the side, since it's blank, you can write write the book, or you can, use a sticker, but got that stuff on the front, and then you got the back. And what I really like about it is, you got my Bible, is it's a really good, it's kind of a good bookmark. So let's pretend this is Titus. You can kind of just stick it, and it kind of serves as a little bookmark in your spot, and you can open it up, and then you've got your info, you've got your keywords just right there in the Bible. So that is that card, and I think that is it. If you've made it this far, thank you. I want to be honest and say I'm disappointed in myself. I wish I would have gotten a few more there's a really big project I'm working on, and you know what, if you've made it this far, I am going to give you a sneak peek. So this is the project I'm working on. It's a devotional. It's actually something I used to have in my shop. Let me see if I can find, here's the original. It just was really expensive to make because I insisted on having it be full color. It was so expensive, and then it was just a lot of work, and I decided to stop selling it, but I still love it. So I only had it for a bit in my shop, and so I decided to make it digital. So this will be coming next month. I didn't want to give it, so this is kind of just a sneak peek, by the way. I didn't want to give it half done, and it's not fully done, and so I want to be able to, when I give it, you guys be able to download the whole file and put together the whole book and have it. And so that's why I feel bad this month, because I was really working on this at the beginning of the month, and I was working on it a ton every single day, and then I was like, wow, I should probably work on some other stuff. So I started working on everything else, and then I ran out of time, so I did not get to come back to this. So this is the big project that will be for November. So I'm sorry I didn't get it done, but since you're here, we'll do a sneak peek. It has like different topics, and then it has, it's like a devotional basically. So you kind of, I don't know if the word devotional is right, but it's just like, it's just a way to kind of get in the word if maybe you didn't have time, or easily you can kind of just choose one of these topics, like identity, which has nothing behind it, which is why I said it's not done. Worship has nothing behind it. And I think there's actually a few more. I mean, this one has a lot of dividers, so there's still a lot more I have to do. Just because I have this done does not mean it doesn't, I'm doing a different size and different style, so I have to redo the entire thing. So that's why it's taking so long. But anyway, something to look forward to next month, and I'm sorry I didn't get it done this month, and I feel like I didn't get as much stuff in the studio this month, and the reason why is because I was really focusing on this and thinking I would get it done, and it just didn't happen. So I'm very sorry. But now you have a sneak peek for November. This is what will be coming. And I'm super excited about it. But anyways, I hope you do enjoy this month's studio. And if you have any questions, as always, just email me, and I hope you enjoy everything.